Oh, welcome back, people, to Friday Night Frights. Got a special one tonight. I usually have the camera on Friday nights to catch my dummy, to catch my face being scared. I was gonna say my dumbass face, but I'm like, my face isn't dumb. But yeah, no, to catch my face, yeah. But the thing is, this game is more psychological. Yeah, there's monsters, but there's not really a whole lot of jump scares, and I've already played through it 100%. The reason why I chose the Sinking City for tonight's episode of Friday Night Frights is because it was recently delisted from digital stores for a kind of fallout between developer and publisher. I won't go over all the details here, but if you're interested, you can Google it. I'm sure there's a few articles out there. And I got to thinking, I really dig the game, and if people don't get a chance to play it, they should. So before all the physical copies get bought up and then skyrocket in price, maybe you can take a look and see if you're interested. But I highly recommend it, especially for Lovecraft fans. So we'll start it up. With a little cutscene. Roar. Cutscene. Ooh. All his friends are dead. Take him to the edge. So this guy's name, actually I think it was on the title card, the loading screen that we were just sitting on. Charles Reed, that's his name. He's a private investigator. Used to be in the, I think he's a veteran of World War I don't know. This takes place, I believe, in the 30s or 40s. I can't recall that either. We'll probably find out here pretty soon. In a fictional town close to Boston called Oakmont. Where a recent flood had occurred, tragedy had happened, and that's a big sea monster. A lot of the city is flooded and underwater. You'll see that the city was probably not that well off even before it was flooded, but it's absolutely devastated now. And things are freaky almost immediately. But I'm having weird visions like the one I'm having right now. There are reports of a lot of people in this town of Oakmont having the same visions. So I, per the invitation of a man we're about to meet, hopped on a boat to come over and investigate. And that's what we're going to do. And I really like this game because it is a true detective type game. We're going to see a lot of these files and things. So this is the guy that invited me. As you requested, I've researched the outbursts of hysteria and visions in the city of Oakmont, Massachusetts. Turns out that your assumptions were correct. Such cases are indeed more frequent here, and men and women from across the country are drawn to Oakmont, haunted by visions similar to yours. A city drowning, the presence of something great, yet unknown. As luck has it, I believe we have stumbled upon the source of your ailment, and the person who might help you with it. Prepare yourself and then come to Oakmont as soon as you can. I'll meet you there to help you on your way. Cordially, Johannes Vandenberg. So, got that letter. And kind of tutorializing us that we have a casebook here. This is where we can track different cases that we have and view evidence. We'll get into that later, of course. Anytime you pick something up, there's usually this little eye symbol that will allow you to interact with it.
Hope I never have to use it, but something tells me I will.
We most definitely will be using that gun, yes. Alright, and then we can go into our quick menu here. Pull out a camera. We very rarely use this camera, but occasionally we can collect evidence like this. There's a photograph, a trophy. Now this game has a loot system that's really weird. First off, we have like detective vision, or I think they call it like mind's eye, since I'm already kind of touched by elder gods, and it'll get into why deeper in the story. I can kind of go into this vision. If I stay in this vision too long, that blue meter will deplete and I'll start to go insane. But it does help highlight things. This over here, this hashtag looking thing is like a hobo symbol that usually means that there is loot to be had here. And in order to loot, I actually have to not only press a button, I have to hold it down. If I were to tap it, he would open the door and then just back out and not actually loot, which is really weird. Oakmont Line, Shipping Co.
Never trust a tourist advertisement.
And you get experience points from investigating a particular scene. So this is like a mini tutorial. We basically investigate everything. We picked up all our stuff so we can move on. There's the ship captain. I think we can talk to him.
Now get out.
Yep, we can talk to him. And there's Vandenberg right here.
At last,
Say hello.
Mr. Charles Reed. What a pleasure to finally meet you in the flesh.
Nice to meet you.
Johannes Vandenberg, at your service. I did promise to meet you the moment you arrived.
He did. Said so in his letter.
Obliged, Mr. Vandenberg. I guess I didn't expect you to mean so literally.
Yeah, he popped up right next to the
call me
boat.
Johannes. But where are my manners? Welcome to the proud city of Oakmont. Alas, now is not its finest hour.
Whew, far from it.
It is its most important.
Okay. We get to pick what we want to say. What's the deal with this city?
It's no easy task. Most maps I found didn't mark it, and this rickety packet ship is the only one that sailed here. Why is that?
Oakmont is no ordinary place. Its unique geographical position and the flood, a recent natural disaster, make it nigh impossible to reach. But you made it, Mr. Reed. I'm sure the tides of fate would have brought you here one way or another.
Okay. About my
You
problem.
said you know someone who can help me with my problem. The visions have been getting worse.
Such vividness of dreams is not uncommon here in Oakmont. By chance, the man I spoke of, Robert Throgmorton, is already at the port. He has dedicated a lot of time and effort to investigate this issue. Alas, I fear he has a more pressing matter on his hands.
Okay, where's
I
Robert
find Mr.
Throgmorton?
Don't worry, you can't miss him. Throgmorton tends to stand out from the crowd.
Okay. Need somewhere to
Need a
stay.
place to lay my head while I'm here. Any recommendations?
Fear not. I've already feathered a nest for you.
That's
There's a
an
room in
interesting
your
way to
name
say
at
that he
the
set you
Devil's
up.
Reef Hotel. Here's the key.
Sounds charming.
Don't judge a book by its cover, Mr. Reed.
Yeah, not in this town. What do
How
you
do
do
you fill
here,
your
Mr.
days,
Weird
Mr.
Man,
Vandenberg?
who invited me
I
here?
host a philosophy club for the like-minded intelligentsia.
Yeah, watch out for the guys who
Gathering
host
teams
philosophy
of
clubs
thought,
in a Lovecraft novel.
Like moths drawn to a flame.
Does Oakmont really have much of a market for philosophy these days?
There is no consciousness without pain, Mr. Reed. No better moment for clarity than times of hardship.
Hard to argue with
What's the best
that.
way to get around Oakmont? I'd like to drop my things at the hotel.
Most locals go by foot or by boat. I've got the latter sorted for you. There's one waiting outside the port.
You're too kind, Johannes. Can you steer me towards the Devil's Reef?
Take this map. I've marked the hotel and a few other
This
things.
map is going to be something we're going to be looking at for a lot.
I think.
It's actually going to be one of our most handiest detective tools.
No. The pleasure was mine, Mr. Reed.
Oh, before you go, how can I get in touch with you later?
Don't worry about that. I'm the kind of man who finds you.
Interesting. Alright, so first things first. So we can press to bring up the map here. So this is... Can I zoom out? Yeah, like this. Okay. So this is the world of the sinking city. This is pretty much the whole city. And there are major parts of it. If you notice these parts here in blue, These are all the streets that are underwater, basically. Huge flood. And what's convenient, though, every time you come to the end of a street that's flooded, there's usually a boat sitting at a dock here, wherever. So you can always get around pretty easily. Plus, as you start to arrive at places like these ones that are marked, the Oakmont Chronicle Police Department, we're going to be going here a lot to find information we need for investigations. You can eventually fast travel there, so that actually helps too. And you can, of course, mark the map, which is helpful. And there are different symbols you can mark. So say if you find a lot of monsters and you don't want to deal with it, you can mark a danger on the map. And during your investigations, you'll get special markers so you know where to go as far as continuing an investigation. But we'll get into that here in a second. You'll see how that works. It's pretty cool, actually. But yeah, this place nasty. Look at this. Clean this up. What's wrong with y'all? So nasty. Clear water. Got a guy over here. And just when you think you've seen the most nuts thing ever, you'll see even crazier things for sure in this game.
What is down comes up. The seed is sowed.
Like this guy, relatively sane for this town, I think. Okay, so we're at Pier 4. We got under the keel bar. And there's Throgmorton. He does indeed stand out with his white suit and his unique features. Plus, it kind of auto talks. Yeah.
Excuses. No one leaves the port until my son is found, and that is fine.
Excuse me. Are you Robert Throgmorton?
I am, but not interested. Go away.
The name's Charles Reed.
Go away.
I'm a private investigator. Just arrived from Boston. I was told you might be able to help me.
Private investigator, you say? Well, perhaps we can help each other.
So you can immediately be like, yo, what's up with your face?
Forgive the question, but I've never met a man quite like you before.
That's because no man measures up to the Throgmorton lineage. Proud and powerful blood flows through our veins.
That's one way to put
My
it.
father united with a certain royal family, which has blessed all our offspring with these exquisite features.
Right. Okay, what do you know about these
I've heard you're the man to
visions?
speak to about visions, outbreaks of hysteria. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it myself.
Another newcomer with another problem. Yes, I know what you speak of.
Can I ask you a few questions?
How dare you? My son Albert is missing, and no one in this Innsmouth-ridden city will do a damn thing. But yes, let's talk about your dreams.
Okay, you know what? That's fair. What happened to your son?
If I may ask, what happened to your son?
Why do you care? What's your angle, outsider?
Hey, I find your kid. You help me out.
Finding people is kind of my specialty.
Is it? Well, Albert was part of a deep-sea expedition I commissioned. This useless fool over here says he found Albert washed ashore in a lifeboat. Says he was barely conscious, out of his mind, talking gibberish in some other language. But he even tried to bite him.
And you don't believe him?
Complete malarkey. I know my Albert. I raised him strong and smart, the best of his kind. It couldn't have been him. Albert's disappearance is the work of Innsmouthers, mark my words.
Who are the
I take it
Innsmouthers?
you're not the biggest fan of these Innsmouthers.
Those fish-faced
Innsmouth.
freaks have overrun this city since the police burned Innsmouth to the ground.
Anybody familiar with
Now,
Lovecraft
those
probably knows
filthy
about the fish
migrants
people.
occupy half this damn city.
Although, I gotta admit,
Grimhaven
I'm more
Bay, Salvation
interested in
Harbor, the Shells.
media and lore
They
inspired by
are
Lovecraft than
everywhere.
his actual books itself, even though I have kind of heard some of them on
Refugees.
audiobook. Haven't heard anything about people
They've
who
taken work
look
from
like
local
gorillas.
fishermen.
Probably somewhat
Stir,
tied to his
agitate
racism, I
against
bet.
us, the
But who knows?
Throgmorton Family. We are the pillar of this community.
They have like a
To mention
racism
that
warning
crime
at the beginning
rates
of this
have
game, like,
skyrocketed.
hey, some of the
Simply
stuff wasn't
speaking,
great.
they are a
We're gonna
big
present it as it was rather than
stick
try to gloss over it. I haven't seen anything overtly racist, but there are like KKK members in the game that you get to shoot, which I think is kind of fun. But
Mr.
I'll try to find
Thornton,
Albert.
let me help you. I'm rather good at tracking down missing people. I'll find Albert.
What makes
I'll
you
find
think
Albert.
you can do it? Oakmont is not exactly friendly to new arrivals.
I got
Let's
superpowers.
just say I tend to see things that others miss. And anyway, what have you got to lose? Sounds like you could use every man you can get.
Vera. You have a point, newcomer.
Vera. Now, I could ask him about Vera, but he's just going to go, oh, it's our language. You're an outsider. Blah, blah. It just means okay.
I need to know more about what happened to Albert.
Dane, did you not listen at all?
And then Dane, I think, is like a
I already
deity.
told you everything. After leaving on the expedition, Albert was found on the shore in a lifeboat. This fisherman supposedly brought him to their house, and then left to call me. But when I arrived here, my son was nowhere to be seen.
Anything else?
Clearly, something suspicious occurred inside the house. I suggest you stop dawdling and go see for yourself.
Good idea. I'll be
As much
going.
as I'm enjoying the weather, Mr. Throgmorton, it's time for me to get started.
Find my son, newcomer, and be quick about it.
Everybody calls me newcomer. Okay. So this is the... And again, it'll glow a little bit. Any houses with this symbol is houses I can enter, so it gives me a really... Because obviously not every building is modeled. So that gives me decent help. If something's modeled, there's probably gonna be a mission there or a side thing there eventually. So I can talk to this guy here.
I know.
But he ain't got no shoes, and he said everything he knows. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pop on in. Turn on the flashlight here. Nothing to see here, just dilapidated floors and a boat. And a bunch of fishies hanging from the ceiling. You know, the typical thing. And then we got that symbol for looting. Take them shell casings, baby. What we got here?
Huh. This dog mat looks better than the owner's bed.
And it's going to be very thorough at crime scenes.
The book
You'll
is
know
damp and damaged, but
when you've
well
actually
cared
examined
for.
everything, because it'll tell you, and you get bonus experience for that. So it's ideal to look around. Sometimes you have to get really close to something before you see the symbol pop up. So sometimes it just comes down to kind of hugging the environment or keeping your eyes open. It's not overly difficult. There's probably been like 1 or 2 times where I was like, where's the thing? And it took me a while to find it, but it's, like I said, it's, as long as you're careful and observant, you should be able to get through seeing everything. So what we got
It
here?
would take tremendous effort to move this thing, let alone tossing it over like this.
Talk to this cop.
Let's see what you find, newcomer.
What was that?
Let's see what you find, newcomer.
Look at the horror show that is this guy's face.
Let's see what you find, newcomer.
Everybody in this game is so ugly. Alright, and then we have something happen here. Unless that was always like that. Hard to tell. This guy's like, oh, my head.
Hello? Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, my head. What? Who are you? Are you police? I've already told them everything.
It's okay. I'm Charles Reed, Private Eye. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son.
Oh, okay. What do you want?
I want info, man. I want answers. Tell me
I
what
want to
happened.
know what happened here. Every detail.
I don't remember much. Me, Paul, and Lewis, we were here. This is our house. Barry was outside. On
Bachelor pad.
his
That would
business.
explain the
He
poor
came
condition, I
back
suppose, somewhat.
Carrying Throgmorton's son. He was unconscious, barely breathing. Barry left again to call Mr. Robert.
Then what?
We put the guy in Lewis's room. Then he started to make these horrible sounds and... Okay. My head began to burst. And he woke up. And after that, I don't remember a thing. Just dreams. Drowned streets, a sleeping giant, a voice that called me...
Called you
That
what?
sounds familiar.
Ugh?
Tell
Who
me
are
about
ya?
yourself.
Name's Will Hammond. I'm a fisherman. We all are. Live here together. Me, poor fella Paul, Barry, and Innsmouther Lewis Flynn. We moved here after the flood. I worked on the railroad, but the rail ain't kicking anymore, so I started fishing. It was out of starve.
Who is Kay? I think that's what he's gonna say. That's their deity.
Outsiders, show some respect. Kay is our lord, our light, our love.
Sorry, man.
I didn't know. Where are all the other guys?
That's Paul there on the floor. Kay be with him.
Nope.
Barry's
Paul may have
outside
died.
with Mr. Throgmorton. Lucky rascal missed everything. And I have no idea what Lewis or Throgmorton's son got to. Starting to suspect the worst.
Okay, so Lewis and Throgmorton's son are the ones missing. What happened to
No,
Paul?
all died.
I don't know. When I pulled myself together, he was already gone. Kay, have mercy on his soul.
All
I'll
right.
leave you to it.
Let me continue to investigate this crime scene here.
Please, detective, sir, tell me the truth. Could it be me? Did I kill Paul? Or, Kay, did I kill him?
I don't know yet, Will. The police will stop anyone coming in or out of here, so I suggest you just try and get some rest.
I'm afraid of what I might dream.
We got new Mind Palace clues. Alright, let's keep looking around here. Newspapers. What's this over here?
Choo.
Chew, chew. A little bit of crafting going on, so yeah, we're going to be picking up lots of alcohol and metal scraps. You know it. This must be Paul.
I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp.
It don't look pretty. So you see the kind of warping. Looking at something incredibly violent can actually reduce my sanity. If I look away for a bit, my sanity will start to slowly rise, but being around too much of it for too long, or being around monsters for too long, can actually
I'm surprised they don't have someone's portrait here.
be dangerous to my health. Eventually, if I get so insane, monsters can actually summon out of thin air and start attacking me.
5 cards short of a full house.
Most of the models of the monsters that come from my being insane look just like the monsters we're going to encounter, though, so there's no real need. I mean, we're going to see a little bit of it, but there's no real need to go insane so you see it. You'll see it anyways. Okay, so this vignetting right here means that if I activate my mind's eye, I might see something, but sometimes it's tied to the object, like here. So if I rotate this object will eventually, there we go, and then I can hold it and expand and see a memory attached to the object. So that dude saw him was floating. Speaking of weird language, you know, as you do. Retrocognition. And that sound means we have enough clues to try to recreate the crime scene, which is
Sounds like
nice.
Prohibition hasn't affected Oakmont too much. Never seen knives like this before. Masterful work.
Sure. So yeah, we can go into there to actually recreate the crime scene, which we're going to do in just a sec here. I'm going to finish out.
So, that's what an Innsmouther looks like.
Kinda gross. Hold on a second. Let me turn that just in case. I don't want to miss anything. I doubt there's anything on the back. Okay. Alright. Alright, let's go recreate this crime scene. Okay, so you can touch these little points to get kind of little scenes.
Take this, ape face.
So yeah, he was shooting. He got crushed by a barrel. That barrel, it looks like.
Yeah, run!
It looks like the Innsmouther had the gun. And the other guy... yeah, he was jumping up on this, trying to escape. Let's see what else we got. Anything in here? No. But on the other side of the room here, we got something.
What's happening?
Okay, let's see what we have here.
Now we have to touch him in order to recreate the crime scene. So the guy started floating. Oh, I gotta touch it. Okay, there we go. And everybody kind of went insane. They started fighting.
What? Take
Throgmorton
this,
flee.
ape-face. Yeah, run!
When Albert Throgmorton woke up, he was not himself. He attacked the fishermen, and his hysteria spread to them. When he got wounded, he fled.
Okay. Key evidence collected. So I have enough to finish up here. We can go into the Mind Palace and actually look at the evidence. Oh, this is tutorials. Let me back out real quick. Okay. So these are all the clues we collected. We can actually connect these. So Albert attacked the fisherman. There's a feud going on. That doesn't seem to be it. Sudden psychotic outbreak? No. He was dangerous and posed a threat to Lewis Flint and his fellow fishermen. Okay. He shot without warning. No. Okay. Let's see how many of these I can get to connect. There we go. I can track down Albert. Okay. So there we go. So, and you can usually come to two separate conclusions. That's why these are on opposite sides. As we get more clues, we can kind of link them together and then grab our conclusions. Follow the omens. If I go back into... So, my mind's eye is actually giving me...
There was a fierce fight here, but someone tried to flee.
There we go. I just got experience points, so I collected all the evidence, and now I can actually leave. So I can hop out, and I can follow my mind's eye towards, like, where the insanity went. Oh, I'm getting that trunk. And I kind of know or remember where to go, but I could keep using my mind's eye to help me with it. So I believe they ran off this way and then ended up having an altercation inside of here.
The door won't budge.
Oh, that's weird. Guess gotta find a different place. Hey, Ben. How you doing, buddy?
Just getting ready to go.
You getting ready to go to bed? Okay.
But I'm already getting to sleep.
Trying to remember which button I used to run.
Well, carry me there.
What's that, honey? What'd you say, Ben?
I got sleep.
Okay, it looks like I actually have to follow these, otherwise... Okay, there we go. There's a new clue.
So the fisherman pursued Albert. Even let off a few
Honey,
shots.
I'm streaming. If you need to go to bed, you should have mommy put you to bed, honey.
She just isn't strong enough so she cannot carry you.
Well, honey, I can't carry you right now because I'm streaming.
Even
I
though
can't.
Albert
I
was
can't get up
wounded,
from
he
here.
managed to
Okay.
climb that high.
But I'm carrying
Robert wasn't exaggerating when he said he raised him strong.
I'm already getting sleep.
Benjamin, I love you very much. I need you to go upstairs and go to bed, okay? Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. Alright, so I think the reason why it wouldn't let me open is I actually had to investigate those clues, so I couldn't go from memory. I actually had to do it in order. Now, what we want to do is be a little careful here, because we may run into some monsters, if memory serves me. But I still got my crazy juice going, so let's see what we got. What is this?
There's
a
something
note.
in the pocket.
Lewis, please just give me one more week. I know I owe you, but I'm underwater like everyone else right now. I don't yet have enough stock to operate the bar smoothly, with the fuzz snooping about the port. But don't worry, I struck a nice deal with the proper people and should have a steady supply channel soon. Just one more week and I'll return everything with double interest. Peter. Okay. Yeah, I did that thing again. You gotta hold it down. There you go. I got used to that again. So then we can go down and see what's what. Benjamin, what I tell you, go upstairs, please. Alright. So I think I can actually beat this padlock with the melee attack,
Fudge.
yeah. So I can save my ammo. Okay. There it is. Woof. Okay. Little freaky hand monster there. Is that the only one? Yeah, there's another one here. And again, looking at them directly while they're alive can actually reduce my sanity.
Round through the forehead.
He got shot.
That's no accident. This was deliberate.
Okay. Now this is considered a crime scene, so I think I can go around and investigate to get all the clues here. I do believe. It's just a decomposing whale carcass here. Nothing to see. Go into my mind palace here. Lewis left the crime scene. The bar owner is indebted to Lewis. There we go. He might be at the bar. Lewis may have wanted Albert dead. Okay. Alright, we're getting close to conclusions here. So Lewis is the Innsmouther. Albert, of course, is the son of the guy who hired me. And the two of them, they didn't see eye to eye. I need to find more clues here, because I feel like every... Let me check my map one more time. Yeah. Key evidence collected. You see how this is green? All evidence collected? And of course this is the boat I got here. I need this to be green too. So I'm missing some sort of evidence. I need to find it. Maybe a murder weapon or something? Probably. I can go back in here and take a look.
One fatal round through the forehead.
Yeah, I already did that.
That's no accident. This was deliberate. That's interesting. I'm not getting any kind of prompt here. Looking around in this mode doesn't always help, unless there's something deliberately. There's some blood here. Can I investigate the blood? No. What about this blood? No. Well, we only got so much time. I don't want to spend too much time here. We're not doing a full playthrough or anything. So I might need... Oh, wait, no, that's just loot. A little frustrated about the fact, though, that, am I able to find that last clue? It's gotta be somewhere close by. This is what I'm talking about, though. Like, it'll drive you nuts. You're like, where's the clue? But that's okay. We'll move on. We have enough to continue the investigation. Things are really tough and stacked against you in the beginning of the game, so it's ideal to get the most experience points that you can. Because you do have a skill tree, and it helps you with scavenging bullets and damage and surviving and all that fun stuff. And we haven't really gotten to too many combat situations so far, but, you know, it gets hairy, for sure. There are a lot of monster types. Not a ton, but enough.
You look familiar.
You look familiar.
Old Billy hasn't seen you around.
Old Billy.
You look familiar, but old Billy hasn't seen you around.
We'll run into old Billy later on in the game. I don't know if we'll run into him tonight, but...
Ugh, I'll miss the carpenter's food giveaway with this darn port closure.
Stay alert. Monsters lurk underground. They're everywhere.
The monsters are everywhere.
Come closer, troubled soul. Let me tell you what your future holds.
You're some kind of, fortune teller?
Yes, my dear, yes. Oh.
She's like, no, I'm a dentist.
Clear. Your path holds many surprises, newcomer.
Do tell.
Like what?
Not so fast, newcomer. I see many things. For a small fee, I'll tell you some of them.
All right, how much? $1?
Your money has no value here, newcomer. After the flood, Oakmonters deal in the practical. Booze, smokes, and bullets. And I'll make it easier for you. I don't smoke.
Alright. So we rarely have a chance to actually spend bullets. Mainly people are paying us in bullets. But I find this funny. We actually get an achievement for this.
Let's hear what my future
It don't
holds.
really matter. She just says some crazy shit, if I recall.
Focus. The sea will be generous in the coming days. Many gifts delivered, and many will regret partaking.
I don't think I follow.
I see old and new. A hard heart against an iron will. Whoever wins, you win too. But you'll only see that from inside a metal cage. And tall pillars, circled by
A lot of this stuff actually does happen.
a race from one to the next, as time itself laughs.
That made no sense.
I think I'd like my bullet back.
It is what it is. The truth will out soon. Me, I just caught an early glimpse.
Why do I feel like I got scammed?
Probably because none of that information was that interesting. Or, I mean, useful, I should say. It was a little interesting. I mean, if you were interested in crazy things. Sorry.
Welcome to Under the Keel.
End of the queue. Oh, I want some information, sir. Yeah, I've seen some monsters. What up with that?
Unsettling creatures around. Like nothing I've ever encountered. What are they?
So you met a wild beast, newcomer.
Mm-hmm.
No one knows what they are, but consider yourself lucky to still be in one piece. They arrived in the flood. Some say they come from the sea. Others that they are Kay's punishment for us.
And what do you say?
If it bleeds, you can kill it. Keep your gun handy. And if you want to erase the memory, I sell a perfect cure right here. Remember, better to be a coward and live than brave and dead. Unless you're a newcomer.
Everybody hates newcomers.
I'm looking for a man by the name of Lewis Flynn. Any chance he's here?
Yeah. Even if I knew, I don't rat to newcomers.
Alright, so a couple ways I can go here. We're going to try this
As
one.
it happens, I know you owe a debt to Mr. Flynn. Trouble is, I found your note near the dead body of Albert Throgmorton, son of Robert. So, it seems Lewis is in trouble. Might have even come here to hide. But you hand him over, and he won't be back to collect what you owe. Get me?
Throck. That would explain the blood. Fine. If it gets me out of this mess, you can have him.
We convinced him.
He's upstairs. Here's the key. You gotta promise to deal with him once and for all. But save the shooting for outside, huh?
Smart man. There's your good deed for the day. Bye.
Okay. So now we got a key. We can go up and talk to Lewis. And there are choices. Most choices, from what I can tell, don't have a major effect on the story, to be honest, outside of, like, achievos, trophies.
But this is one of those interesting choices where...
Get them! Oh!
I love this guy. What the? Get the... Oh! Where we can kind of do both. So we'll get to it. Let's go talk to him real quick.
Who are you? What are you doing?
Your face.
Investigator. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son Albert, so I think you know why I'm here.
Throg. That darn bartender. It was all that crazy ape's fault. You hear me?
Calm down. I only want to speak, for now. But no, if you reach for your gun, you'll hit the floor faster than you can say poetic justice.
I got nothing to hide.
Okay. Why do you look like
What
that?
kind of, why do you... Your face, it's,
Oh, so you're here to attack me just because I look different to you? Want to spit on me, whisper to your friends? What's new?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't know how to ask. I've just never met someone like you before.
That looks like a fish.
I didn't mean any offense.
You got a fish face.
Mothers' bodies were blessed by the sea. You're gonna see a lot of us here, so you better get over it. We are proud of who we are.
Okay, so why you kill Albert?
Warning, no second chances. You pursued Albert even after he fled. Why?
I can't remember it. When he woke, it was like a bloody mist descended over me. First thing I recall after is that darn warehouse and me covered in blood. I had no idea what happened, though. I suspected it had something to do with that ape. Turns out, I was right.
Mm-hmm.
Start at the beginning. What happened?
We were in our house, me, Paul, and Will. Barry'd gone to the sea. Though I told him that it would only bring bad luck. If he'd listened to me, we'd all still be alive.
Come on, Lewis. Focus.
Right. Well, Barry dragged that damn ape to our house. He was bragging about how much Mr. Throgmorton would give us for saving his son. But that ape, he was out cold. Then woke in an instant and started screaming, attacking us. After that, can't remember a thing.
I keep looking deep into his mouth. He's got like 2 layers of teeth. It's insane. Your actions look deliberate.
The things you did to Albert don't look like a bloody rage. A fatal shot to the head, a hidden body. One might start to wonder if it was deliberate.
I don't know what to say. I wasn't myself.
I hear there's a bit of a feud between the Innsmouthers and the Throgmortons. Care to fill me in?
Those apes hated us from the moment we arrived in Oakmont. Our home was destroyed. We just needed a place to stay. The Blackwood Grand family sheltered us, but others were not as hospitable. We needed jobs, food, and medicine. The city denied it all.
And so?
We had to fight for every crumb of bread. And those Throgmortons in their high castle only made our life harder, always conspiring behind our backs, always setting people against us. I'd love to see them suffer like we suffered.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned a grand family. What do you mean?
So you're a newcomer, huh? Explains a lot.
Yeah, a newcomer with a gun. Answer the question.
Okay. People here are crazy about bloodlines and tradition and reputation. The head honchos of Oakmont are called the Grand Families. There's the Carpenters, who control most of the city's underworld, the Blackwoods, who share kin with Innsmouthers through the Marsh family.
And let me guess, the Throgmortons.
Right, those filthy apes. Now that most of the Blackwoods are gone, there's nobody left to protect us Innsmouthers.
I think I've got all I need.
Please, Mr. Reeves.
Alright, so at this
don't
point,
tell
I
Throgmorton
can decide to
me.
believe him or not believe
I know
him.
I'm in no position to ask. I didn't want to do whatever it is I did. Honest, have mercy, please. I have a family. Without me, they'll starve.
So, I could say I think about it, then I could choose whether or not I want to turn him in. But if I say I won't tell him, then I think he rewards me.
I won't
Let's see.
tell him. Everyone seems to agree there's been an outbreak of madness around these parts. I'm inclined to believe you fell victim to it too. Plus, it seems heartless to tear apart a family after what you've been through already.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Reed. Thank you.
That said, the port's still closed. What will you do?
Hide here, I guess. Don't have a choice. The streets are flooded with police.
I'll make
Yes,
something up to
flooded
tell
with
Throckmorton.
police.
Leave as soon as you can.
Thank you again, sir. I won't forget this.
Okay. So there we go. So we can go into the Mind Palace. And we can pick one of these. So if he was aware of his actions, we get the conclusion. Let me move this down. That he deliberately murdered Albert. He had motive. Or we switch it to where he's mentally affected. And he was under some sort of mental influence and can't control his actions. I have to cover for him. So I can really choose either one. I don't even think it matters which one you pick in your mind palace. It's how you act upon it. So at this point, we just need to head back and... oh, there's some ladies on the wall. Hey there, ladies. Head back and talk to Mr. Throgmorton. There's the police over there, just flooding the street. Let me tell you. Ugh, that bugs me we didn't find all the evidence. Ah well. I'll get over it. How do I run? I know there's a run button. I know there is. It's not that. Ah, there it is. It's the fire button. Okay. Fire your weapon button. I found the murderer. I've seen some strange creatures. Found the murderer.
Throgmorton.
Let's just get to it.
I'm afraid I have bad news.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I found your son in the basement of a nearby warehouse. I'm sorry, but he was murdered. Shot in the head and the body hidden.
No. It cannot be true. No, no, no. I don't believe it. No.
I've tracked down your son's murderer.
Where? Who is he?
Okay, so at this point, I can lie and hide him like I promised, or I can give him up and then get more rewards. So we're gonna do that.
Just as I suspected, the Innsmouther Lewis.
And again, I don't recall suffering any kind of consequence from this, like Innsmouther's not wanting to talk to me or whatever.
Seems
So
like he had a bone.
I'm not saying like not every choice or every choice doesn't have consequences. I think they do, or they can cut off certain avenues for you. But overall, from what I can see, it didn't matter a ton until the end when you made choices to get a particular ending.
Shall be served. It's rare for a newcomer to make himself so useful. Thank you.
Mr. Throgmorton, I hate to press you, but do you think you could help me now?
Yes, you've earned it. Okay, to think a newcomer barely off the boat solves a crime the police couldn't, but I digress. Remind me, what brought you to Oakmont?
The crazy visions.
I'm looking into an outbreak of erratic behavior and madness, all linked to shared visions of this place.
Madness.
Then our goals align. This inexplicable hysteria has spread through Oakmont after the flood. I funded an expedition to explore recent geological activity that may be responsible.
Okay.
Do these cases of hysteria involve shared visions as well?
Since the flood, many Oakmonters have had similar nightmares. Indeed, Professor Doe, the expedition leader, complained of them herself.
Waterlogged ruins with unnatural architecture, a sleeping giant, drowned streets, and a voice calling from the depths.
Her words exactly. She proposed the expedition, desperately wanting to find the cause.
A geological expedition? I'm not sure I follow.
I have reason to believe the flood and this madness have the same source.
As above, so below.
So below. So I sent men to find out.
So this is the main thread. We're going to look into this a little further for sure.
Any discoveries so far?
Anything?
I do not know. Albert was part of it. His passing cannot be coincidence. Why was he alone at the port? And where are the others?
You think your son was killed because the expedition uncovered something?
Is it so hard to believe? I had no news for a week, then Albert, the only one I could trust, comes ashore and is killed.
It does sound suspicious.
Mr. Reed, I want you to find out what's going on. I expect you're as interested in the expedition's results as I am.
Sure. Let's talk payment.
My expenses.
Give me them
They will be
monies.
reimbursed after you complete your task. And of course, you've earned some compensation for your work here at the port. I'll also include a fair advance in bullets.
Bullets?
The dollar lost its use here, Mr. Reed. After the flood, Oakmont returned to bartering. Bullets mean more than bills.
If I'm going to look into this, I'll need to know more. Where should I start?
I'll give you the address of the expedition's headquarters and a key.
That's all you can tell me?
Let me be clear, Reed. You do not speak to me like that again.
This
I'm
man
sorry,
commands
Mr.
respect.
Throckmorton. I just meant the more I know, the better.
I am a busy man. I funded the research, but left all preparations to Professor Doe and Albert. When you've finished, come see me at the Throgmorton family manor. It's in Old Grove. Here, I'll show you.
Okay. Got a lot of stuff. Got a knowledge point because we leveled up. Oh yeah. So, if we go into skills, I think. Okay. We can get knowledge points. We have 3 trees. We got combat proficiency. We can set traps. And grenades and fire bombs do damage. Keep an extra bullet loaded. Chance to do double damage, 10%. Reload the revolver faster. And this gives us an idea of the other weapons we'll get. You get a battle rifle. You get a submachine gun. You get a shotty. And then you got your vigor. This seems to really help with being able to carry more loot. Or not more loot. We have more loot, I guess. More ammo. And more healing, stuff like that. Which is actually really helpful in a game where you scavenge. And then your survivability on this side. It's your vitality. Yeah. And what else we got? Mind powers. So you can immediately start putting points into gaining more experience, which is really good. Also, this one helps you stay sane for longer, which is also very good. And then over here we got gain 50% chance to double quest reward items, and then immediately just double the request reward items, which is also really helpful. And this will increase, again, more materials that you can save materials, and then you can increase the amount that you can hold. So all good stuff. So we're going to start with the experience. Alright, now next thing we need to do is go ahead and get to our hotel room. And then we can start the new case. That's gross. Okay, let's move on. Now, you see this little symbol here on the canvas. When I get close enough, or the canvas, the compass, this will light up and it'll be an area I can actually fast travel to, which is kind of cool. There it is, just lit up. But we had a cutscene too, so let's see what that's all about. And I still frequently have visions and trouble with my sanity, so occasionally he'll just kind of... Oh, got hit with a can of beans.
Just keep falling into that mouth and then waking up in a bed. So I made it back to my hotel one way or another. But it's gotta load me up. And loading screen will give you tips and tell you kind of where you're at in the story. So that's helpful. But he talked about the next point of our investigation that we have to go to. It's kind of interesting because you don't have waypoints that naturally come up when you're trying to go somewhere, and you don't always have enough information about a location. So that's kind of where the detective parts come in, and it's really cool. You got your map. You can mark. All the streets are clearly marked. So somebody says something's on the corner of X and X, or in between this street and that street, you can kind of get an idea and mark it on your map and go look for it. And that always seems to work out pretty well. And then if you don't have enough information, you can go, like if there's a crime, you can go and check police records. If it's an article, or you go to City Hall if you need to check stuff.
Cyclops.
Pretty cool.
Semper Fortis, brothers.
Like, it's, out of all the games I've played with sleuthing and detectives, it's probably the one that's made me feel most like a detective, which is neat. Don't know what exactly sank the USS Cyclops. Only remember the screams and the metal creaking, water filling the deck, and my headache, the worst I've ever had. Found myself among the floating seaweed, drowning. A nearby piece of boat helped me survive and reach the shore off a small island. They found me on it, later starving, half mad, and babbling about the ancient ruins and their denizens. The officials said none of what I thought I had seen was real, but my memories are true. My strange powers gained after the ordeal prove it. I found something horrible on that island. Something old and dark and slithering, and it still haunts me. So yeah, his brush with madness gave him the sight beyond sight, sword of omens. What we got here?
Never again, they say.
Is this dog tags? I don't know. Over here we got our closet where you can change clothes. Let's see what we got here. Oh, okay. Just without our backpack. This is probably my favorite, one I rock for most of the game, because it's got that old style detective coat. And then there are certain story missions and side missions. Oh, this one I think is just DLC straight up. But that'll help you unlock outfits as well. Let's see, like this one's DLC. The skin suit with your octopus hat. But yeah, we're gonna do the wind coat because it's badass. I love it. All right, and these are like news flyers or pamphlets that'll pop up in your hotel as events unfold. So the number of attacks on the Innsmouth immigrants have increased, and this is based on the choices I made. Raids are intensifying with more and more Innsmouthers exposed to abuse and assault. Sometimes whole families are found dead in their homes. Police are on the case with several illegal Innsmouther businesses captured and their owners sent to jail. This city ought to have been cleaned of these fish-faced scum long ago, said Robert Throgmorton, head of the Throgmorton crime family. I regret only one thing, it all started too late. Had we not neglected our civic duties, my son Albert would still be here with us. So he's on a rampage. He's out here hurting a lot of people. Unfortunately, my selfishness helped with that. Mr. Reed, it seems like you've overexerted yourself while conducting the investigation. Forgive me, but I brought you here while you were unconscious. Please take care. I won't always be there for you. Thank you, sir. I don't know if I can... Oh, I can investigate a few of these rooms. Go in here too. It's been a while since I explored the hotel. I forget like what's all in here. There's a series of side missions that you can... I boarded up the windows and locked the door. They are just men, the Yellow King's gang. They can't get me now. There's only me. Me and these nightmares. A little longer and I'll figure them out.
The door won't budge.
Mr. Archer, I've seen you dragging things in your room. Mind the floors. I'll make you pay for any scratches you leave. You landlord. See if any of these other doors open. They don't. You can check upstairs real quick too. Ooh, nope. Ooh, nope. There we go. Too many coincidences. Some lighthouse is out, several ships have gotten lost at sea, and some are now decorating the city's beaches. That's one thing. But now there's an enterprising fellow at the city port hiring salvagers to recover ships. He's turning a tidy profit from selling them. Can't be a coincidence. Need to look into it. Now, if only this city wasn't so impossible to navigate. Some of these clues serve me and some just kind of add to the lore. It just depends on what I'm investigating at the time. But we will get into it for sure. This hotel is gross. That's a weird picture. There is literally nothing in this room but that weird picture. Okay, I think that's it. Alright, let's head back downstairs.
Finally, you're awake. Gotta tell you, though, mister,
He's a little bit like a fishy guy.
You want to stay on here? You stop making all that noise.
Eh?
Noise? What noise are you talking about?
I expect my guests to be respectable. Moans, chanting, all that kind of thing. It stops, all right?
All right, I will stop moaning and chanting.
Yeah, sorry about that. I don't really remember what happened, but I'll do my best.
Yeah? Well, next time it happens, you end up sleeping under the bridge like the other newcomers.
You're not exactly friendly with your guests. Aren't we the ones keeping you in business?
All these newcomers after the flood.
That's
They're
weird.
stark raving mad.
Can I cut him off?
You can't imagine the crazy notes and books I find after they move out. Only thing they're good for is lighting the kitchen stove.
Can I have a look?
I knew it. I tell you, no one sane would be interested. And you want to take a look? Well, fine. Take what you wish.
Okay, this will actually lead us to a side quest. Oh, we already got them. So if we read these letters and follow the locations that are being addressed, we'll find like monsters and I think loot, that we can sell, make us a bit of money. So that's kind of cool. A bit of bullets. My dear Victor, how is Oakmont treating you? Should you require any support, the Blackwoods will be happy to help you. I've arranged for that. Regarding your question, I don't know where Robert went, sadly. Only that he did not stay in Innsmouth. Perhaps there is hope he didn't perish in that cursed raid. Take good care of the hotel, please. Plenty of our relatives were interested in that property. But you're still my favorite nephew. Okay. Well, actually, I don't know if it's money or experience points that you get. I think it's experience points. That's the major thing that it helps with. But since a lot of them are really combat focused or take you to really dangerous areas, not all of them do, but some of them do. It's not something we want to pursue like right away, probably. So here we go. This is a fast travel point. Now I can fast travel to this straight in front of the hotel I stay at, which is nice. Let's get to our casebook here. So we got Lost at Sea. We got two parts here. We got our key. So, contact expedition. Here we go. So we got the expedition's headquarters, Northern Coverside, at Asher and Hubert. So Northern Coverside. So this is Coverside. Asher Road's right here. We need to find Hubert. There it is. So it's probably right around here somewhere. So we're going to go ahead and place a mark. There we go. Now, I don't think... Yeah, we can't fast travel anywhere close to it yet. So we're just going to go ahead and head over as best we can. And that's it. We place our own markers so I can follow that. But you basically got to locate places. And sometimes you get an address right off. Sometimes you have to look into it a little further. which is why you have the police station for police records, you got the newspapers, you got City Hall, you got the library, a few places to gather info if you need it. And look at that. That street has not been modeled. Oh, there it is. Did I mention this game's got a little bit of jank to it, if you haven't already noticed? It does. So it is still really charming. Like, I really enjoyed it, despite the jank. Whenever you see one of these on the compass, it's good to go to them, because it's always nice to have fast travel points. Faux show. So I will always take a detour to get to a phone booth. There it is. Look at these little weird, pathetic, nasty things. They look like six-legged armadillos or skunks without skin or stripes. I don't know. There's another like really freaky thing that runs around too. It looks like a lobster that burst out of the bottom of a cat. That's the only way I can explain it. They're harmless, but you can kill them. But they're just like weird creatures that run around, aside from the monsters. Okay, ma'am, and then what happened next to your fish-faced husband? Okay, that's gonna give me a whole lot to go off of here. How's it going? Good? Okay. Uh-oh. How you guys doing? Now, if you attack somebody, like an innocent person, or shoot them, you, like, go insane in a major way. I remember I saw two people fighting, and I thought I would try to intervene one time. That ended up not working out well for me. Okay, so I think we're coming up on the corner where we're... Yeah, let's see. Asher and Hubert, here it is. So, best thing to do, like I said, there's marks on the door whenever you can go to a particular door. So we can use our Psycho Mind Palace vision. Kind of look around. Boom. Right there. That mark tells us that that's a door we can go into. And that's probably, I'm assuming from the, this deep sea diver picture. This is the expedition headquarters. Boom. Now we can start an investigation. So just look around here.
Guess I don't need the key.
Don't need the key no more. Somebody kicked it down. Divers with the bends can suffer from numerous symptoms, including pain, impaired movement, nausea, vomiting, and disorientation. Acute symptoms can occur within 10 minutes of surfacing and include paralysis, numbness, blindness, deafness, dizziness, seizures, confusion, or words coming out all weird. The paralysis and numbness can involve several different parts of the body at the same time. Talk to your doctor if diving is right for you, and if you have any of these symptoms, immediately stop diving.
Beyond repair.
Somebody smashed it. There's a lot of voodoo going on over here. Okay. We got some vignetting. Let's go into our minds. Okay. My spirit animal's telling me to go this way. So let's follow it. Ah! So this is a false wall. It was put up by magic. Using that power does make me go a little bit insane, but it should shake off in a moment. Oh! Oh, okay. Ow. Ow. Got him. Okay. He got me good, though. So this guy was shooting at me. No commentary from, how do we... Okay, square to reload. No commentary from Charles just yet. Fair enough. We'll keep investigating down here. Somebody was here and he shot me.
Guess this helmet's beyond repair.
It's smashed. Smashed? Why does that word sound funny to me right now? It's smashed all to shit. Oh, that's a big old statue. Okay. Let's see if we can find any other clues here. Oh, here we go.
partially burned cargo manifest. The following must be deliv unreadable. Grimhaven Bay, no later than Friday. Diving suits, yeah. Just a list of stuff. Okay. Okay. That's the sound that I can start a what happened here type investigation. Let's do that real quick. Okay, so what happened over here?
Grab the papers. Smash the rest.
Okay. Grab the paper, smash the rest.
We don't have time to pick it. Stand back.
Boom, man of action right there.
I fatah me fe I regach I dagon.
Okay.
Burn it all. Make sure you get the adverts.
Time to figure this out.
Okay. These early ones don't seem too hard. Oh, okay, I see that's why. He was chanting to put the wall up. Okay. I was like, what was all that weird talking? So, they kick this door down.
We don't have time to pick it.
They look for records.
Grab the papers. Smash the rest.
They took the papers down here and put up the false wall.
I fatah.
And then they burned the papers.
Burn it all. Make sure you get the adverts.
Several men broke into the expedition headquarters. What they didn't smash, they burned. The archives, even the newspapers.
Okay. Got all the key evidence, but there could be some regular evidence here. Ooh, some eels. H. Doe, anthropologist. So she was the archaeologist or anthropologist that was leading the expedition. The Oakmont University Department of Anthropology welcomes the newest addition to its ranks, Professor Harriet Doe. Her brilliant discoveries about the origin of Inuit tribes have added a new page to the history book of humanity. Now Professor Doe will embark on a new expedition to hopefully shed light on the source of the flood, and in doing so, shed light on what may yet be to come. Okay. Wishish. Fisherman reports. Sullivan and Morgan, local fishermen, report numerous large bubbles and an unbearable stench rising from the bottom of the sea. Brought up a sample of a weird substance floating in the ocean from J. Harvey. He claims he found it among numerous dead and strangely deformed fish. The fish were taken for analysis. Several locals mention a rock that rose from the seabed, making the fog shine in different colors. The witnesses felt sick and dizzy for 2 or 3 days after the incident. L.P. Stern got severe burns after chiseling off a part of the rock in this basement. Samples taken for analysis.
These samples glitter in a weird way. I wonder where they came from.
It came from Cthulhu's booty. They're Cthulhu booty rocks. You see. That's probably not accurate, actually. Now that I give it, like, 2 thoughts. Why would Cthulhu need a booty? Oh, what's this? According to our data, the places with paranormal activity have a strong, previously unidentified influence on the human mind. We have prepared a list of solutions, including meditative practices and a supply of sedatives, to prevent cases of madness among the expedition members. I highly recommend discarding all those charms, amulets, and religious symbols which are of no use, and applying these scientifically valid methods of protection instead. H. Doe.
Can't say I ever saw another shell like it.
Okay. Alright. It seems like we've seen everything, yet we didn't get the thingy that says you saw everything with the experience points. I'm really bad at that today, it seems like. Sometimes it's tricky because they'll put evidence like next to each other, like the thing that was here and here, and then some evidence you can look at multiple times, so you're not sure if you've actually grabbed it or not yet. I don't know. Seems like we got everything here.
Did we go in here? I don't think so. Yeah, there's gunpowder in here, so probably not. But there was nothing much else. This bugs me. I feel like we're going to have 2 in a row where I didn't get all the clues and therefore not the experience points. Boo. I'll go back down here one more time, see if there's anything else I can interact with, but... I don't have much hope that we're going to find the random piece of evidence I need. Okay, we looked at that. Yeah, I feel like we got everything down here. Try going up here again. Maybe in this room? No?
Guess I don't need the key.
It's funny because earlier like, oh yeah, if you look around, you can typically find the evidence, but shit, not today, man.
Someone smashed it beyond repair.
Yeah, I'm at a loss about what I'm...
Are a few damp papers all that's left of the expedition?
What I'm missing. Okay, I'll take one last look upstairs. I looked over here, right? Yeah, this is the... yeah. Yeah, it's a little annoying. Okay, I looked at these. Nothing over here to investigate. Nothing but gross eel food, I'm assuming? I don't know. Why is this place so nasty? Oh, here we go.
God. Well, looks like there was something here, but it's been erased.
That should be all the evidence. There it is. 147 experience points. There we go. Okay. We got new clues in the Mind Palace that'll lead us further down the investigation. So we'll take a look at that. We got, okay. Got the invoice. Okay, so here we go. They burned most of the expedition archive, scientific research, interviews with locals, freight, and cargo manifests, clippings of newspaper advertisements. So that's probably the thing that we want to look at next. But we'll get our Mind Palace thing going. Okay. So there might be recent postings or ads about the freighter in the Oakmont Chronicle. So what we're going to do now is we're going to head over to the newspaper, see if we can find an ad that'll give us a clue about a location. The next location we can go to find more info. So, let's see. The newspaper is just down the street here. Our third left if we head down this way. Kind of foggy out here. Oh, whoa. Jitter just as I was turning the camera and then flipped me all around. Here we go. Playing a little bit past the hour I normally plan for, but I kind of want to get a vertical slice of what this game has to offer, so we'll go in here and do this investigation. Maybe I'll go to like a highly infested monster area so we can look at some combat.
The old papers are by the door. Take them and stop bothering me already.
I think you've got me confused with someone else.
Aren't you a newcomer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Technically, that is the definition of newcomer.
Charles Reed, private investigator. And I also need your old newspapers. The archive, to be exact.
Ah, so you're the one who cracked the Albert Throgmorton murder case. Nice work.
My reputation precedes me.
Say, can you do me a favor? Give me an exclusive interview. You won't regret it. The Oakmont Chronicle is the best newspaper for miles around.
All right, I'll be sure to make some time for you, Miss Bland. Do you still want that interview? I got some time now, if you're ready.
Oh, absolutely. We know that you're the private eye who solved the case, but tell our reader something more about yourself.
I served in the Navy.
I'm a former Navy diver. Served on the USS Cyclops and...
Okay, so it wasn't necessarily a war. Well, no, he wasn't a war.
In Boston. I've been a private eye ever since.
Oh, a brave sailor. Well, I imagine you'll get accustomed to local life easily. We have plenty of water around here.
True story.
Maybe we'll have the chance to work together later. Who knows? And now the big question. Why are you here? What brought you to Oakmont?
Currently, I'm tracking down the source of the psychic phenomenon that's been causing madness and visions all across the country.
Ah, yes. It affected people here, but we were much more concerned with the flood. Though Robert Throgmorton sent an expedition.
Yeah, and then hired me to find it. Ironic, don't you think?
I think that's enough for now. I can't give the readers too much all at once. Thank you for your interview, Mr. Reed.
My pleasure. Maybe I'll do something interesting enough to make the papers again. You never know.
Bye.
See you later.
Okay. So over here is the archives we can use to find information. So, let's see. Choose the evidence. Here it is. So, they left the city on a freighter for Grimhaven Bay. So, one of the cross-sections for searches is going to be the district. So, we'll search by district. Oh. How do you select? Okay, there we go. So now we have that. You can cross reference 3 search criteria. So we have Grimhaven, advertisements because it would have been an ad, and then after the flood. We'll try that. See what we get. Boom. So the ship freight advertisement. A 30-ton ship, Titania, is currently available for hire. You will find it fully equipped for transport, as well as the aiding of underwater adventures and exploration for the price of 70 rifle bullets, or the equivalent thereof per week. Those interested are urged to contact Captain Jeremiah Sanders for contracting details. He can be found at Pier 3 in Oakmont, Grimhaven Bay. So now we got Pier 3 as a location to find this captain. That's our next lead. Now, if I recall, I don't think I have a fast travel point. Huh, that's interesting. Oh, do you have to get to a fast travel point, or is it one of those? It might be one of those. I think I have to get to a fast travel point in order to fast travel. Unfortunately, I don't think I have... I don't know if I can fast travel to that or not. We could try it. So we got that point right there. Let's go to that.
Buy a paper, mister?
I'm good, thank you. I'd ask why she's crying, but then I just look around and go, oh yeah, this place is, like, literally hell. Also, these giant, after the flood, these giant, like, weird monuments just shot up in the sky. People start talking about that later on. I'm like, what is the deal? Oh yeah, we can't go in the water. We will get annihilated. Eels start attacking you if you go too deep into water. That's weird. There's supposed to be a boat there. Usually a boat shows up wherever the water is. Oh, it's because it's on that side. Alright. I bet if I go around the corner here, you see weird shit like this. Like, come on, man. What are you doing? What's going on? I bet if I go around the other side of the water, the boat materializes over here. There should always be a boat when you're trying to get across. Yeah, there we go. There's a boat at the dock. So I can use that. Okay, we found an infested area, which is over here to the left, marked by that skull. Those usually have a whole lot of supplies and bullets, but a whole lot of monsters, so the trade-off is can you get through alive. Okay, so if we access the map via one of these fast travel thingies... Okay, no. All we can do is just fast travel to another point. Got it. Alright. What's the fastest way down to the dock? We can go down Old Church, I guess. Alright. The Cyclops, too. Get it? Because you used to be on the USS Cyclops. Meh. My personal boat's just showing up everywhere. It's a nice little nod. So if we head in a general due south direction, we should get to the pier eventually. See how we're doing here on the map. Oh, that jank. We're just trying to load up the map, man. It shouldn't be that deep. Let's see. Yeah. We're gonna have to get back in the river again, looks like. Got them weird tattoos too. Gross. If I'm not messing up your fishing line here, sorry about that. Oh, this isn't modeled at all. Oh, geez. They shut it down. They're like, wait. We couldn't load it in fast enough. I feel like this game could have got patched a few times to fix some of this, but again, support is kind of the last thing on a lot of on the developer's mind, probably because of the beef with the publisher. Still, I never had the game crash on me. Like, it's been janky, there's been pop-in and slow loading and stuff like that, but it's never like, oh, here's those gross cats where the lobster popped out underneath them. Look at these nasty things. Ugh. Gross. Okay, how close are we now? Oh, we actually just need to turn around and go the other way. We're right across the way from the pier.
Fresh fish, fresh fish.
Fresh fish, fresh fish. Okay, there we go. This is the area where we passed out. And ended up at our hotel room. Here's the under the keel bar. You get to know the town pretty well when you go backtracking back and forth to do your investigations and side missions. Like I said, I've 100%ed this game. Got the platinum. And it was fun. I enjoyed it. There's Pier 3.
Ah!
Oh!
Thank Kay. At last. Hey, help. Help.
What's going on?
Sea creatures. Swarmed over the piers. I hid here, but these walls won't stand up to them. Please help me.
I do have a pistola.
I'm looking for Captain Sanders.
Looking for Sanders.
Is he here in the port? Did the creatures
Not
get
Colonel, not Bernie. Looking for Captain.
I saw Sanders. Help me. I'll tell you what I know.
Okay. So take out these creatures here. So again, I can press right. They tell me all about the combat. Now, if these things don't see me, they typically stay still and they're a little bit easier to shoot. If they do see me, then we just do the best we can, you know? Okay, there's one. Probably another. There, I see it. Oh, I think that's the sound. Yeah, that it sees me. Okay, cool. We got him. No big... Ah, dang it. I swear, every time I say OKCOOL, my phone thinks I'm trying to verbally GOOGL something. Oh, this man's dead. Alright, let me go get the clues from this guy over here real quick first before we investigate the crime scene.
I've dealt with the creatures. Now, tell me about Sanders.
He got back several hours ago. Those things, they came because of him.
This Sanders, what kind of man is he?
Newcomer. He seemed like a decent guy. Okay, Captain. Treated his crew well.
Okay,
I
where's
gotta
he now?
find Sanders. Where is he?
Saw him get away. Just after the shooting. Ran for the pier. Didn't see where he went after that.
Did you see anyone else from the expedition?
No. Only Sanders. I'd bet my life no one else made it back.
Okay. Alright, so at this point we can go in and we can investigate. And again, it has that little magnifying glass to indicate that this is a scene we can investigate. If we get all the clues, we get extra experience points. And then we can figure out what to do next. So we got a weapon here.
They emptied every chamber. Still stinks of burnt powder.
Now again, because this is a violent death, if I investigate him, I'm going to lose a chunk of sanity here.
Point blank.
But as long as I don't look at too many more violent things, I should be able to slowly gain my sanity back. Oh, well, that's not going to help. That's a body that's just been chewed on by monsters.
Monsters sure didn't leave behind much. Gotta be out of your head to do this to a man.
Oh, I'm going crazy. Oh, jeez. I'm seeing things. Ha. Sometimes when he goes crazy, he'll actually pull out his gun and start to point towards his head. One time I was like, no. I don't know if he actually can kill himself from going crazy, but I didn't want to try to find out.
They were in high spirits, and plenty of them were drinking.
There are shots that you can give yourself to kind of help you gain back your sanity, just like there are like med kits for your health. So those play into it, because there are definitely a lot of times, especially when we do deep sea diving, deep sea diving happens in this game. I don't know if we're going to get far enough for that tonight, but you see a lot of large, unexplainable things in the water, and it drives him a little batty, so it's ideal not to, oh, the mirror doesn't work in this game. It does a little bit, though. You get like a silhouette. It's ideal not to look at him too long, so you don't go crazy.
Cape Cod. There were marks here, but they've been erased.
Just like that map back at Expedition Headquarters. Interessante.
This would be a weird artifact in any collection.
I, Captain Jeremiah Sanders, hereby agree to take on board my vessel, Titania, any persons designated by Robert Throckmorton, and the cargo detailed in the attached manifest, as well as to provide them with any and all necessary assistance, up to and including depth measurements, as well as diving support for underwater exploration and marine life observations. Aforementioned services will take place in confidential locations in Cod Bay. Afterwards, the Titania will provide transport for all passengers to the Oakmont port. Compensation will be 70 bullets. Trying to get them 70 bullets, baby, because he answered the call, as far as that advertisement goes. Okay. There's something I'm missing here. I need to get... Oh, well, I can start the investigation. I'll just do that real quick first. Okay, sequence of events here. Let's see.
To the mayor with you! Die! Die!
Looks like these guys were concerned with asking them a few questions. Let's see what happened over here.
No more drink. All we've seen. And you telling me we ain't allowed rum?
They saw something that turned them to the drink, then they all went insane, and then... Wishish.
You can't take me! Eat this!
I'm wondering
Let's
if it was the
get a
captain
handle
that
on
shot
what
them
actually
and they
happened
ran
here.
off. Okay. So, this probably happened first.
No more drink. All we've seen.
And that happened
And
next.
you telling me we ain't allowed to the mayor with you?
And then this happened.
Die! You can't take me! Eat this!
For whatever reason, the crew went berserk. Only one man got away.
Alright, and that's all the clues. We got that done. Great. So we're going to the Mine Palace. See what we got. Sanders fled. Wounded sailor. Okay.